Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm going to do my own book review series. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start reviewing some books out of all my silent sustained reading books that I spent a lot of money, like $1,000 or something like that. And I'm trying to read through each one of them. So maybe I might start like a little review, as a separate little, playlist on my channel. So the other day I read Pancho y Las Momias. Yeah. So here we go. Pancho is feeling lonely after the loss of his mother and a move to a new city. When a potential new friend convinces him to sneak into Guanajuato Mummy Museum at night, unexpected and strange events send them on an adventure around the city. Yeah. So it's both in the present and the past tense. And yeah, it says a novel written in comprehensible Spanish for late beginner / early intermediate Spanish students. And there's a glossary. So there you go. Written by Rachel Emery and illustrated by Ilustrado por Julián Arpin Cortés. Yeah. Arpin, probably. Is that how you say it? Arpin Cortés. So we got some little drawings in there. Yeah, a little nice. So basically, yeah, it's set in Guanajuato, and it's about a guy named Pancho. And there's a little prologue here, a little background of stuff before they go into chapter 1. Una ciudad nueva y vieja, a new city and an old city. So he lives in Mexico City, and then he ends up moving to his grandmother's in Guanajuato. So he moves with his father to Guanajuato, Mexico. And obviously, Guanajuato is known for many different things. One of them being el Museo de las Momias. I went to Guanajuato in 2006. What else? The Pipola. Big statue on the top of the, to see over, to take a look over up in the mountain, right? The Pipola statue. Yeah. The Callejón del Beso, the Alley of the Kiss. Yeah. It's like 70 inches wide approximately, these two balconies, or a street in Guanajuato, there's like all these like small little streets, right, that are like 2 feet wide only, right? Yeah. So as far as like, I would suggest, if you're going to do this as a class set, I would say in Spanish 1, you probably would have to wait till the end of the year. Even if it's in the present tense, you'd have to wait to the end of the school year. Okay. Spanish 2, I would say, Spanish 2 in the past tense, you could do the past tense version. I would say probably maybe 2 months into Spanish 2, start reading this as book number 1 as a class set. If you buy a class set of these, I would probably do this. Actually, I liked the story. I thought it was pretty good. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it has to do with Las Momias. Okay. And, what else? In the present tense, just to let you know, there is past tense stuff in the present tense version of this. Okay. I saw somewhere where it said trabajé, I worked, something about, the door of the museum was open, so estaba abierta. So you'll see that in the present tense version, some things in the dialogue. Okay. But as far as the narration goes, everything's in the present tense. Yeah. But you will see, the imperfect past for a minute, but whatever. I mean, you can, estaba. There's no reason why you can't, if you're not even in the past tense yet, you can, if it comes up, it comes up. So in trabajé, right there. Oh, another one was like the present perfect was in here for a sentence or two. Like, have you seen the Museum of the Mummies? I think Santi, his friend, tells the Pancho, ¿Has visto el Museo de las Momias? ¿Has visto? So yeah, I would do this. Van a buscarlas. We got the direct object pronoun in there, attached to the infinitive, all that good stuff. I see a couple little direct object pronouns in there. I mean, let's face, a lot of times you just need to see that, little grammar element ongoing in readings constantly for really to start acquiring that. It's kind of hard to do that in communicative context, I don't think, with the direct object pronoun thing. I don't know. What do you think? And then so it's about 44 pages. Okay. And then, there's a couple drawings and illustrations in here. Yeah. Okay. And Spanish 2, or I'm sorry. Then it goes into the past tense, right? So obviously everything's in the imperfect and the preterite past. Obviously there might be some present tense stuff in the dialogue, right? So, so and so said, I don't want to go. And then his friend said, why don't you want to go? It's in the present tense dialogue. I would, 44 pages. So 80 some pages for the whole thickness of the book. Yeah, I would definitely, I would do this. Yeah. I recommend it. So Rachel Emery, awesome that you wrote an awesome book, right? In addition to, you wouldn't want to just read this anyway and just straight up read it. You want to incorporate Guanajuato, Mexico, and the Museo de las Momias, right? As well as some of the legends, las leyendas de los callejones, alleys, right? And talk about this and show visuals of Guanajuato and things like that, right? Because I don't know if you agree, but I was in Guanajuato for about 3 weeks back in 2006, and I was like 26 at the time. Yeah, I stayed at a hostel for like $10 a night. Met some cool people, Mexicanos that were, some were actually working in the hostel. We got to know them. I went to salsa, did some salsa dancing, and hung out, right? Some younger people who are running the hostel for like $10 a night, Guanajuato. Yeah. And all the tunnels and stuff. And what else? I would always tell, if people were to ask me what were one of the, out of your 15 countries you've been to, which ones would be towards the top? I'm like, well, you kind of have to look at the region of the country. You know what I'm saying? Guanajuato, Mexico would be on the top 5 for sure. If you're going to go to Latin America, Guanajuato has to be at the top of the list, in my opinion. You go there and you got a sense of like, wow, I'm in Mexico. You might not get that feeling a little bit depending where you are, like in Mexico City, but anywhere in the town or, the city of Guanajuato, I mean, it's like, it's a colonial city, right? It's kind of up there with Oaxaca. The only difference is, Guanajuato is like just you gotta climb up the streets and down the streets and everything. You ever been to Guanajuato? All right. So anyways, I guess that's about it. That's my little review of Pancho y Las Momias. So definitely something you could read with your class as a class set and, incorporate Mexico and Guanajuato and talk about that stuff outside of the novel, not just read it and then that's it. I think on Teacher's Discovery, she has, or somebody created activities for this book. All right. And, yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything more about what happens in here. Have to be a surprise. You have to buy it yourself for $6 and see what's in here. Silent sustained reading. I would definitely, I would plop this in there for the Spanish twos right off the bat in September, as an option. I got 3 copies of this. So, I would probably, anyways, I guess that's about it. It's my first review. Bear with me. So anyways, I guess that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. Adios.